Eagles offense shine right into so difficult to contain.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of a few things, but we got receivers that can win now. We got a quarterback that can play with elite anticipation. At the end of the day, I feel like that opens up a lot for us in terms of the run game, being able to mix in things in the play-action pass. I mean, and Joe really is the engine of it too. So,
listen, Joey B, man, I tell everybody, he's the most introverted, great quarterback that's ever played this game. He's an absolute monster. But I have two people with me that are extroverts, and man, look at the lettuce we have at this table.
Soak it in, America.
Hey, we have my guy, Phil Yates and Jeremy Fowler joining us today, along with Orlando Brown. They got the short people on this side of the table, all of the tall people over there.
We're going to 2-on-2.
Hey, we're going to start with some news, though. Let's get to some of these dudes who are looking for money as pass rushers, and we're going to talk about their contract and Orlando Brown's teammate, Trey Hendrickson. Now, this is what you need to know about my dog. He had 17 sacks in each of the last 2 seasons. Hey, man, it's only 4 of the dudes that ever done that since sacks became a traditional stat. Okay, Jeremy, tell me this, man. Where do the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson stand right now in contract negotiations?
RC, they have resumed contract talks, which is a good thing because Trey Hendrickson had been vocal about the fact that there had been a lack of communication. So they're back to the drawing board trying to hash this out. It has not progressed to a deal as of yet, as was cautioned to me from a source like, hey, this is a process. And it's very complicated because Hendrickson not only wants a substantial raise, he wants something long-term. He wants something that's beyond just like a one-year Band-Aid type of deal here. And he wants something commensurate with his skill set, which is $35+ million a year right now. So they'll hash away at it. Some talks, it's a good sign, but it has not gone anywhere firm yet to a deal.
All right, Lando, let's keep it real, right? If the Cincinnati Bengals learn how to start a season, you guys would be in a lot better place than you've been at the end of the season trying to make these runs. It felt like they did the right things. They got T signed, they got Jamar signed. But now with Trey being out, Shamar Stewart looking for a contract, how are you guys staying on task so you don't have the same thing befall you that has happened the last 2 seasons?
Yeah, I think, man, we got a very close locker room, first and foremost. So, I mean, guys have talked to Trey, guys have talked to Shamar. Even when Jamar and T were going through what they were going through, we spoke to them. I mean, ultimately, man, it's the NFL. You know, it's a business. It's part of it. You know, these type of things happen. But I would imagine these deals will get done hopefully sooner rather than later.
Jeremy, speaking of business being done as it should, talk a little bit about what's going on with Shamar Stewart and his contract.
Yeah, RC, the first-round pick is staying away from the team. He is not happy with what the Bengals have offered in their contract. This is about the team's ability to void a guarantee. They want that in the contract. It's also a precedent thing where I'm told Shamar Stewart's looking at his deal and saying, hey, you're offering me less of a guaranteed money with a roster bonus than, say, last year's 17th pick, Dallas Turner in Minnesota. Usually that number goes up year to year. So he's saying, hey, forget all that. I'm just going to stay home for now. Both sides would like to see this shake out before training camp, so they got a month to potentially hash this out.
Yeah, listen, this one is inexcusable, right? These deals with 30-year-old pass rushers where the gap might be multi-million dollars can be tricky to figure out. Trey Hendrickson is an elite player. I do think they find a way to find some middle ground. But that's tougher than what we're talking about right now with the 17th overall pick in the draft. We're talking about minute details in the contract that is pages upon pages long. It's not that the OTAs and rookie minicamp are going to define Shamar Stewart's NFL trajectory. But this was one of, if not the rawest players taken in the entire first round. He had 4.5 sacks in 3 seasons. Those reps are valuable for all rookies. I thought they would have been especially valuable for Shamar Stewart, who has these unbelievable traits that might make offensive tackles lose sleep at night, but he never put it together fully at the college level. And during the pre-draft process, you had to have a defensive line coach that said, I'm confident I can extract the most out of that player. Well, the Bengals defensive line coach hasn't gotten a whole lot of Shamar Stewart over the past couple of months. So to me, I get it. Between now and training camp, there's no more drills he is missing, but it's a shame that this has gotten to this point.
Yeah, I think that's the difficult part for Shamar Stewart, though. You are already a raw player, and it's something about ingratiating yourself into a locker room as a rookie. And now this is the old veteran looking from the outside in. When you start to talk about whether Trey Hendrickson is right or wrong, that's not your business, right? Your business is your own contract. Your business is the way that you approach yourself and how you're going to perform, not only as a player, but as a person. And so to me, getting these minute details fixed is what the CBA was supposed to do with the way they set up rookie contracts. And I so think going forward, it's going to be better for him if he gets in as training camp starts so he can get those reps and be a part of what Al Golden, the defensive coordinator, is trying to do.
Imagine if there was one word on these 2 pages that we have for outline today that was wrong. Like Like, we'd find a way to get it done quickly, right? And instead, it's June 20th, and Shamar Stewart is amongst a short list of first-round picks that still have not yet signed.
Well, let's get to some other stories. What's going on with my guy T.J. Watt in Pittsburgh, Jeremy?
Yeah, RC, my expectation is by the end of the summer, T.J. Watt will be one of, if not the highest paid pass rusher in the entire NFL. You got Myles Garrett at $40 million. Well, T.J. is going to want to put something on it at this point. I'm told the Steelers are optimistic here. This is not a situation where they're in the dark, even though we missed minicamp, where it's in a strange marriage right now. Like, they're in lockstep. They want Watt there. Watt wants to be there. They just got to hash out the details. Could be a situation where it gets closer to training camp and they get something done. That's typically the Steelers' way. Micah Parsons, this is another situation where Dallas tends to wait to sign their big-time players. So this could be late into training camp when this happens. They've made clear vocally, publicly, privately, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to make you a gazillionaire, but it's just going to take some time. They haven't made a lot of progress yet. Also, they want to sign Tyler Smith, their guard. He's one of the best guards in the NFL, so they got some serious money they got to pay. Then you got the Chiefs, so good sign here. Josh Simmons, first-round tackle, coming off a knee issue. He's progressing well. They're expecting him to be involved in training camp in some capacity, could potentially be cleared for action. And then Rashee Rice, coming off that LCL issue. I'm told that he's really done well to the point where he could be cleared before training camp, right in that range. Like, they feel good about it. They're going to take it slowly with him. They just want to make sure he has that strength back in that leg.
I mean, we talk about Jerry Jones making guys gazillionaires. Maybe Orlando Brown is the gazillionaire maker. I mean, he's blocked for Joe Burrow. He's blocked for Patrick Mahomes. He's blocked for Lamar Jackson. Maybe the key to making big money is having Orlando Brown protecting your backside. Orlando, when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, though, the lasting memory is Patrick Mahomes being under siege the entire Super Bowl by the Philadelphia Eagles front. Why is it, do you believe, they struggled down the stretch last year?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it comes down to being healthy and having some guys out of position. Joe Tooney is one of the best left guards in football, if not the best left guard. They end up having to kick him out to left tackle and play that left tackle position, man. That's hard to do for anybody. And so, man, I think a lot of it came down to that. And, I mean, Andy Heck, the offensive line coach, is one of the best in the world, too, and has been for a long time at what he does. I imagine this group will come back fighting, ready to go.
You know this well, Orlando, because you were part of this restoration of the offensive line. The last time Kansas City lost in the Super Bowl to Tampa Bay, what did they do? They said, let's go attack this all off season. Let's spend big money in free agency and through a trade and through the draft as well. So the Chiefs kind of gave themselves a double-barreled approach at left tackle this offseason, which was perhaps the most troublesome spot last year. They did take Josh Simmons, who Jeremy just talked about, who looks like he'll be ready for the start of training camp. On talent alone, he was way better than 31st overall, coming off of a major knee situation, though. Obviously, some teams were less comfortable with it than Kansas City was. They also signed Jalen Moore to a 2-year, $30 million contract, which obviously, in any other job other than left tackle, makes you one of the richest people on the entire planet. But left tackle money-wise, that's like, it's a starter, but also a guy that if our rookie plays so great, we can put him ahead of you, Jalen Moore, and find a home for Jalen Moore either as a starter somewhere else or perhaps as our valuable sixth offensive lineman. So the Chiefs, once again this offseason, said we need to get right along the offensive line.
I mean, it seems like the Chiefs have had that reminder in their 2 Super Bowl losses, right? That no matter how good Patrick Mahomes is, no matter how good Andy Reid, if you don't protect him, they do become mere mortals. But you know the one thing about the Chiefs and the way that they operate,